I'm delighted that recent film The Substance is getting wide coverage and critical acclaim, but it really didn't capture me the way it has others. Whilst I love seeing it with a full and unsuspecting crowd, I became disengaged when the film simply became more extreme without altering or adding to the message, and so I turned back to another European director's art horror film, also set in the City of Dreams, from almost a decade ago that explores similar territory. Both films reflect the ingrained misogyny and impossible female beauty standards in their respective male-run industries of fashion modelling and aerobics videos, exploring the violence carried out by these women to attain the perfect, youthful appearance. All of this is achieved with a satirical sense of humour and bathfuls of blood. The Neon Demon has been dissected and analysed at length, I think, because it is so obviously symbolic and yet ambiguous, invoking ideas of witchcraft and Greek mythology with all the trappings of Refn's usual fairy tale storytelling, the so-called quality of fantastique, which he describes as imaginary and synthetic. Oozing with style, vivid colours, beautiful sound design, and a luscious score by Cliff Martinez. Join me as I collect my thoughts on the symbolism and sacred geometry of the Neon Demon.
This shape was brilliant. This shape was pure. I saw 3 angles. Of that I'm sure.
Wait, that sounds like
a triangle.
In this story of women focused on the appearance of the female form and sexuality, it is fitting that we are repeatedly shown the triangle, sometimes directly as part of the symbolic storytelling, and sometimes more subtly, created in the set design or costume, or even suggested by body position. The inverted triangle is associated with femininity, a geometric form that mirrors the pelvis.
Pink pussy.
In Hinduism, this appears in the yoni, the Sanskrit word for female genitalia, a symbol of divine feminine energy known as Shakti, representing creation, life, and reproduction. We meet Jessie, a young girl, seemingly innocent and childlike. Her youthful beauty will make her the idol of male desire, but also female envy.
I think that I wish I had your hair.
She is on the precipice of becoming a sexual being, but it's on this knife edge that she has the most value. Jessie's introduction to the other models, her immediate rivals, is staged in a club bathroom. This hyper-gendered space appears alien, completely empty and silent, as though existing in a vacuum. There are triangles of light around the space, and there are vaginal columns by the doors, like portals. To me, this represented a rebirth of Jessie, the newly formed ego born out of competition. The girls line up in opposition to Jessie, forming a triangle between them. It seems that even the peripheral women assemble themselves into this triptych.
Are you food? Or are you sex?
Lying about her sexuality, along with her age, Jessie is a virgin. When she rejects Ruby,
I said stop!
and proves herself to not in fact be sex, she will become food. The 3 women who envy and yearn for Jessie's virginal energy represent different forms of compromised beauty or archetypes of female power. Ruby is the masculine. On the other side of the camera, she is an agent of objectification. She wears more masculine clothes and will pursue Jessie sexually.
Am I staring?
Gigi is the unnatural, the so-called bionic woman whose beauty is artificial, a kind of technological magic. Her character critiques the societal obsession with unattainable standards. Sarah is the aged, a fashion modelling veteran. She's been through the system and is topping out. Not your average-looking crone, her allure has been compromised as far as the industry is concerned. She represents the end of the brief cycle that Jessie is starting. In the director's commentary, Refn talks about Ruby as a witch, Sarah and Gigi, her non-sexual henchmen, creatures to do her bidding. Together they form a coven, each representing a line in the triangle. In Wiccan symbology, the triangle is connected with the elements, but can also denote a first-degree Wiccan, and has connections to sacred feminine energy, viewed as a symbol of transformation and rebirth.
triangle, bitch. Study.
When Jessie is faced with the 3 triangles during a performance, it represents her being penned in by these witches. This physical arrangement reoccurs throughout. She is trapped. The three triangles, 4 including the negative space, representing Jessie, form the net of a tetrahedron, a triangular-based pyramid in 3-dimensional space. The pyramid conceptually relates to the Illuminati, though here it has a triangular base as opposed to the usually depicted square base. Its apex symbolises enlightenment and reaching a higher plane, aligning with themes of ascension and power. When Jessie comes face to face with this symbol during a performance,
I saw your shape in a crowded place.
it represents a shift, embracing her new power and status. Refn refers to this image as the face of the neon demon. The colour gold is also associated with this ascension.
I don't want to be them. I want to be me.
Push the button! Push the button!
Yeah, come on, push your button!
At the apex of the Illuminati pyramid sits the Eye of Providence, also known as the All-Seeing Eye, which captures ideas of surveillance, of being watched. This is ultimately the goal of our aspiring fashion models. Their first outing to watch bondage-inspired art is described by Refn as a ceremonial celebration of narcissism. Jessie isn't just now discovering this urge, she reveals an awareness of her beauty as she tiptoes over the LA skyline, appearing as a giant over the city. Here she talks about other mythical colossal beings, the moon as a watchful eye.
I thought the moon looked like a big round eye. And I would look up and I'd say, "Do you see me?"
Her life as a performance, to exhibit beauty and be noticed. Ruby will ultimately surrender herself to the celestial eye in a bloody ceremony, resonating with the Wiccan value system of conducting rituals in accordance with lunar cycles. Of course, the Illuminati is also associated with secret societies, gatekeepers who hold the power and make the decisions, not dissimilar to the modelling industry as portrayed in The Neon Demon. Men who watch and direct, often through the lens of a camera, a different kind of eye. The long opening shot of the film pulls back to reveal that it is not a murder scene, but a set. It then reveals the leery point of view that we have been sharing, that of the photographer, who captures her image, literally it seems, with the subliminal suggestion that she is pulled into the camera, consumed, and not for the last time. This young voyeur is a predator in training. He has the same illicit motivations behind his naivety. Then there is the much revered Jack. His intensity is palpable as he prowls around Jessie like an animal. He sends everyone away and strips her down. When he shuts off the lights, the triangle of light behind him makes him appear vampiric, Refn noting his likeness to Nosferatu.
I don't think you should be alone with him.
Then there is the fashion designer, Sano, another male gatekeeper who speaks openly of his adoration for beauty.
True beauty is the highest currency we have. Without it, she would be nothing.
Not incidentally, his name is a reference to American film director Joseph Sano, a pioneer of the sexploitation genre. Another menacing male presence in the film and figure of authority is the motel manager, who discloses to Carl that the sex trafficking of a 13-year-old girl is taking place in the room adjacent to Jessie's.
Gotta be seen!
Laying bare this underbelly of society, along with its parallel to the fashion industry in lusting after youth, away from the philosophical ideas about beauty and cutting straight to the stark reality of abuse within a secret society. These ubiquitous predators are unavoidable and will manifest symbolically as wild animals later in the film. A lot of the film is shot through mirrors, a separation from the subject that Refn intended to add a synthetic feel. The mirror itself is a loaded symbol that captures how a character sees themselves, in Jessie's case, taking great pride in what she sees. Faced with her reflection, she smiles knowingly, recognizing her own beauty, where Gigi's makeup warps her appearance, and where Sarah is confronted with her own image after losing a job to Jessie, causing a violent reaction. When a shard of mirror cuts through Jessie's skin, it symbolises the conception of a true narcissist. Penetrated by this reflective material, she passes out and sees once again the face of the neon demon. The triangle, reverse triangle, are supposed to represent male and female, the symbolic mother and father of this burgeoning identity. Then a vision of hands pushing out through walls, as though from within a womb. As Rethen notes, this is narcissism being born. The fashion industry and modelling deal in beauty.
Beauty isn't everything, it's the only thing.
Rethen talks about this film's story as a retelling of the myth of Narcissus.
What, that bloke that used to look in lakes? Yeah. Well, he fell in when I drowned. Did he? Yes. Well, we got mirrors now. Well, you can fall into mirrors. What? Oh, yeah.
When Jessie meets the so-called face of the neon demon, the colour and lighting suggest water, the reflection shimmering on the ground. She leans into the symbolic lake and kisses her reflection. But at the height of Jessie's self-infatuation, rather than drown in her own reflection, she hits the bottom of an empty pool. The next time Jessie resurfaces, albeit semi-digested, she is brought out by this potent symbolic reminder. A final photo shoot staged by a swimming pool, as Gigi looks into the water and reflects. Consuming the life force of this neo-narcissus, she has sealed her own fate too, and is literally unable to stomach what she has done. Another charged symbol appears in this room. Surrounding the triangle, in the wallpaper, is the motif of the swastika. This could stand for the fascist power regime of the industry, but I see it more in keeping with the Eastern symbology, as with the yoni, associated with cycles of life, death, and rebirth. It is Sarah who takes up the mantle, triumphantly snatching the eye and devouring it, the eye once again representing an awakening. After all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Every triangle's a love triangle when you love triangles.